Is the holiday rush making you manic? And are porch pirates taking everything you ordered online as soon as it arrives? And does the hecticness of the holidays make you want to end it all forever? Wait a minute, don't do anything rash yet. Essay here, and when I'm not on the computer, sounding like a complete doofus, I'm also a published author, and I got a deal for you. Sit down and relax with Glitch, a precarious duo, and its sequel, Glitch, The Future is Unwritten. This American book series combines literary fiction and crime thriller to keep you entertained for hours. And it's on sale now, not 10, not 20, but 50% off. It's available on Kindle and paperback. The links are below in description. And unlike other Christmas gifts, you don't have to worry about porch pilots stealing it off your device. And you can order it as soon as you put your Christmas cookies in the oven. But don't take too long because the sale's only good for the end of the year. And I'm not some one-hit wonder. I have other books coming down the pike. So if nothing unexpected happens to me,
I command that you shoot me now.
you'll see those other books soon enough. Now let's get back to the video. Hello again. Essay here. What is disinformation? Or misinformation? Or even fake news? Now, any of you who's been hanging around the internet as long as I have probably heard all three terms. But strangely they're not exactly the same thing. Because, for example, disinformation, that's basically propaganda. People basically feeding you a plate of lies and basically hoping you believe it. And as for misinformation, well, that's kind of funny because the textbook definition is that when you tell a story and it's not quite true. You didn't mean to tell a fake story, it just got your information wrong. For example, Frank Reynolds, a bit before your time, but he used to run ABC News. When Ronald Reagan got shot by Hinckley over Jodie Foster, which I'm not going to get into, he initially announced that Ronald Reagan was dead. But then he found out, whoopsie, he wasn't dead. And he got super angry right there on camera. And it wasn't just because someone gave him BS information. It was because Ronald Reagan was a close friend of his. But he kept that on the low T. He didn't let the general public know about that. But he was pretty upset about that. And more recently, Seymour Hersh, he was fed some BS information about some negotiations going on between the people in Moscow and the people in D.C. over the Ukraine war. Except it turned out to be BS. And then because those two Greek brothers were at Duran, they have very good sources, and they conclude that Seymour Hersh, who is a good reporter, I mean, he's done a lot of good work. On this particular issue, he kind of got his facts wrong. And the brothers from Duran said that he is likely manipulated. As for why indeed. But then again, Seymour Hersh, he comes from a long line of very good reporters. I mean, how many people have heard of Edward R. Murrow, or Walter Cronkite, or Chet Huntley, or David Brinkley? Yeah, because I remember when I was growing up, even though I was a wee little kid, I remember Walter Cronkite. He used to say, and that's the way it is, at the end of his news broadcast every time. I thought it was kind of funny, but I just kind of shrugged and went with it. And yet, uh, these reporters, did they ever get information wrong? Hmm, probably not deliberately. Indeed, Edward R. Murrow, he was probably one of the most trusted people in journalism that ever lived. Even though he didn't live that long. You know, the guy was a smoker, which I'm not going to get into. But he mentored a lot of people who later became great journalists. You know, like Eric Savarai and Bill Dowles, and even Dan Rather before he went crazy, which I'm not going to get into. Yeah, good dude, good reporter. But what's happening now? Hmm. What's happening now? Uh, let's just say this: a lot of those old news reporters, most of them are dead now, except for Seymour Hersh. He's still alive, and of course Dan Rather, he's still alive, but for how much longer I don't know. And Ted Koppel, yeah, he's still alive. And that guy, he usually was a straight shooter, even though he was a Republican. But no one knew about that after he retired. But still, but yeah, a lot of these people in the news business now, ooh, I mean, I don't know what to say about the people who are in the news business now. I really don't. Because anyone who was paying attention to the news, the regular news, just within the last 5, 10 years, probably knows who Rachel Maddow is, or Jim Acosta, or as uh, Mark Dice would say, Little Brian Stelter. Yeah. And those guys, let's just say this. I wouldn't trust them to throw them. No joke. And then, of course, you have to ask yourself why these people became so distrusted. Is it because they got bad information like Seymour Hersh? Or they literally peddling deliberate propaganda like, say, those people who used to work for Operation Mockingbird? And you say, what the hell is that? Well, it was a secret CIA program back in the 20th century. Yeah, where the CIA was basically trying to influence the public by way of the news media. And one reason why people ever found out about it was because of the Church Commission back in the middle '70s. I remember the Church Commission. I wasn't really paying attention. I was still a kid, but I remember hearing about it. And I said, Church Commission, what's it had to do about people going to church? I mean, that was my mentality. I was a little kid, so don't blame. So don't sue me, all right? But yeah, in that case, a lot of people got manipulated. People at New York Times, Newsweek, CBS, yeah, Washington Post. A lot of people got manipulated because CIA would basically reach out to them with a story. Except these people didn't know they were dealing with the CIA. They thought they were dealing with what they call a credible source, and they would feed them some BS. And indeed, Operation Mockingbird reached its peak during the Vietnam War. You know, that when these news reporters looking for a good story about the war, they were getting information which they thought was credible, except it wasn't. It came from fucking Langley. And then, of course, when Operation Mockingbird got exposed, a lot of those reporters, let's just say they had a lot more than egg on their face. They had egg on their face. They had shit on their head. These people, I wouldn't say they lost their press credentials, but I wouldn't be surprised. But is Operation Mockingbird still around today? Oh, well. That's a very good question. Now, of course, anyone who's read the Twitter files would say, yep, but they probably call it something else. And I agree. Because I remember how anyone who was paying attention to the damn TV news when Trump was in the White House remembered the stupid Russia collusion mess. Remember that garbage? Yeah. Total BS. Totally made up. Or how about some of these other stupid stories about Trump supposedly threw and believe me, I was fooled too, but a bunch of news media types claimed that Trump made a mistake when he was visiting Shinzo Abe in Japan, where he was given some fish food and he took the whole thing and dumped it in the water, and the news media said, look at that moron. Except the news media pulled a little dirty trick, because what they did was they cropped the picture and they didn't show the whole context. And other people found the undoctored video, and it showed that the Japanese guy Abe, he threw the whole fish food in the koi pond, and then Trump just monkey see, monkey do. But then these knuckleheads in the news media, in order to try to make Trump look stupid, they basically crop the picture and then say, oh, look, the Trump, he's a moron. He doesn't know how to feed fish. Yeah, it's bullshit like that. And don't get me started about the Very Fine People hoax, because I saw that video. I saw it live when it was being broadcast on TV, where when he said that he thought that there was fine people on both sides of the argument over those damn stupid statues. But then he went on to say, but I'm not talking about the neo-Nazis and white supremacists. They should be condemned totally. And the stupid news media cut that part out to make it look like he was praising the damn neo-Nazi white supremacists, which he wasn't. No, it's bullshit like that. Now that's what you call fake news, where you basically go out of your way and you deliberately manipulate the news to basically push something. Now, of course, why were they doing that? Well, it was probably mostly for partisan reasons. Remember, most of these damn people back in November 2016, they bet the farm, they bet the house, they bet their damn children's college fund on Hillary being the 45th president, and it didn't happen. In fact, I remember watching the results as they were coming in live that night, and I was just laughing because people were talking about, oh, Hillary's going to be like a landslide victory, a 50-state landslide. And then little by little during that night, one state after another state was going for Trump, Pennsylvania for Trump, Wisconsin for Trump, Michigan for Trump, Georgia for Trump. And I was just watching this, and my jaw was like, I couldn't believe it. I said, Trump is winning this? I said, holy shit. I mean, it's not that I was had TDS. No, I was just shocked, because I've known Trump since, the 80s, and because he was with the United States Football League, and he had a Trump Air. It was a private airline he built for about 5 seconds, and he had the Taj Mahal, all those casinos, and I basically saw him as a wheeler dealer, almost like a used car salesman, but in a very nice suit. And therefore, the fact that he ran for president first time, never ran for politics ever, not even much as dog catcher, and he was winning the election. I mean, wow, I was totally shocked. And if you think I was shocked, you should have seen those people probably at the damn New York Times Washington Post. I mean, they were probably throwing up in their damn coffee. They were saying, what the hell? And indeed, Tim Pool, he told this story because he said he was over at BuzzFeed, and he was laughing out loud. And he said that everyone in the room was crying, and he was laughing because he thought it was so hilarious. Well, I wouldn't say I was laughing, but I was just shocked. I said, holy dog shit. I mean, this guy's coming first? What the hell? But of course, at that point, the news media, first they were shocked, like myself, but then I think they got angry, and they said, "No, They took out the law and said, "Let's get this guy," and that's why he had all that garbage about all those bullshit stories about Trump. You basically had a bunch of people in the news media, like Jim Acosta, like Rachel Madcow, and little Brian Stilter. People who were probably shocked and felt, oh man, I just lost my kid's college fund betting on Hillary. Now this guy won the presidency. I just lost a whole bunch of money. Yeah, I'm thinking, I'm not even bullshitting now. I wouldn't be surprised that some of those damn reporters actually bet, for real money, like $100 bills for Hillary becoming president, and she lost, and they lost that money. I mean, I don't know about you, but if I bet like several $100s or worse, $1,000 on what I thought was a sure thing, and then it came up short, I mean, I'd be pretty pissed too. But these people were supposed to be news reporters, and they started putting out bullshit stories about Trump. But then the damn federal government got involved. Because, like I said, if you saw the Twitter files, and then you start seeing all these people from the FBI reaching out to Twitter and Facebook and saying, yeah, we want you to ban people who were even, just as much as wearing one of those Trump hats or some shit like that on their Facebook page. And I'm saying, well, you care. And indeed, I think it finally reached the head when, what was that outfit? The cyber security, something agency. They had that crazy woman, the one that was singing all those show tunes from Mary Poppins. I think people called her Scary Poppins. I can't remember her real name though. Have to admit, pretty good singer. She should have been on Broadway, but she ended up getting a government job instead. But anyway, oh, that's right. Let me take a look. Let's see. Oh, yeah, there it is. Cybersecurity and Infrastructure Security Agency. Seems like too many securities in that title. CISA, yeah, those clowns. Yeah, those clowns started messing around, talking about misinformation, disinformation, and stuff like that, and we're reaching out trying to get people banned off of social media. But it was all rubbish. I mean, because you're familiar with Alex Jones. You think he got banned because he put out, disinformation? Of course not. In fact, Tim Pool, I know I like the guy, he said not too long ago the reason why Alex Jones was banned because he confronted Oliver Darcy on camera, I think as it was some congressional hearing, and basically called him a scumbag to his face. And apparently a lot of these damn people in news media said, oh no, we can't have that. And they reached out to the knuckleheads out there in Silicon Valley, the people over there at Google, at stupid Facebook, and damn Twitter, and said ban this scumbag because he confronted our homie Oliver Darcy, and they did. And then they made some bullshit saying, oh, he was banned because he was putting out disinformation. Oh, get out of here. You people are full of shit. But anyway, these people are going away. And you say, really? Yeah, because how many times have you seen these polls where people are asked, who do you trust? And they put a list of names. Do you trust the president? Do you trust Congress? Do you trust the news media? And the news media is right down at the bottom of the list next to thieves and grifters. That's how much trust people have in those people in the news media. And yet, the news media, they have a lot of resources. They have, Fox News, it's a big company. And of course, last time I checked, CNN, I think it's controlled by, what is it, Discovery Networks? I'm not even sure who owns that. think it may be Time Warner, but don't quote me on that. And of course, had that Mexican guy who I think he owns a controlling interest in New York Times, and of course Jeff Bezos, Mr. Amazon himself. He controls a big chunk of the Washington Post. So yeah, these people got a lot of money, but the people who are working for them are just worthless. I mean, for example, that Taylor Rance cunt. Oh my God, she is beyond awful. All she does all day is complain about people on the internet. And some people, like, what is it? The Libs of TikTok lady likes to call her Tay Tay. And I don't know about you, but Taylor Rance doesn't deserve some cutesy name like Tay Tay. I mean, Elsa Jean, Taylor Rance is not. And then you say, who the hell is Elsa Jean? Well, you can Google her and you'll see for yourself. But anyway, that Super Taylor Rance, multiple people said that she has to be up her nose about successful women on the internet. Whether they be stupid, oh my God, Instagram influencers. My God, I can't believe I really can't stand those people. Women who are just working on the internet, whether it be through social media or not, whatever. I mean, Taylor Rance got to be up her nose about these people and always reaching out trying to mess with them, including Libs of TikTok. Because I think you may have heard the story where she, Lorenz, tried to basically dox the woman who runs Libs of TikTok, and then she screwed it up because she didn't have the right address. Yeah, because Tim Pool, he mentioned it. That stupid woman tried to dox the woman, except the address she used was an address that the woman who runs Libs of TikTok didn't even live there anymore. I mean, it's just so dumb. And then, of course, the damn stupid Taylor Rance got in trouble with her bosses. But, yeah. A lot of these damn people in the news media nowadays, they're basically worthless. Though I have to admit, there's a few people, good people, like, for example, Jesse Waters. And you say, Jesse Waters, who's that clown? He has this. He's a bit of a goofy guy, but from what I've seen of him, and I've seen him for years, he seems like a straight shooter. And Greg Gutfeld, you say, oh, that goofy guy. Yeah, he's another goofy guy, but hey, Greg is funny. I know some people don't think much of his humor, but I like him. He's all right because he used to work for Men's Health magazine, as a writer before he ended up working for Murdoch. But apparently he's been doing a good job for America, otherwise he wouldn't have his own TV show. Which I have to admit, even though the news media would never tell you, Gutfeld's TV show is the highest rated, like, it's not a prime time show, but it's a late night comedy show out there. He can get better ratings than Jimmy Kimmel and damn, I don't even know half those clowns anymore. I don't even watch them. But he gets better ratings than all those idiots that have late night shows. Now, how long is those ratings going to last? I don't know about that. But for now, the people at Fox seem to be happy with Gutfeld, so I guess he's got a job for now. And then, of course, you have, Bent Brer? Man, I can't even remember. I can't pronounce his name right because I'm stupid. But I know he's the main correspondent over at Fox. He seems to be a pretty cool dude. In fact, there's a video of him rapping. And no, not gangster rap, but like a regular rap song. I think it was one from the 80s. And at first you thought maybe it's dubbed, but no, it's actually him singing. I mean, you have to see it for yourself because Gutfeld found it and put it on his show, and you have to laugh out loud because you say, "Oh my God, this guy's actually doing a real rap, and he's actually doing it pretty good for a white guy." But then again, what do you expect? You thought only the Beastie Boys could do rap songs? Or it's just, let me walk that back a little. You thought only Beastie Boys, only white boys who would do decent rap songs? Yeah. Well, apparently not. Apparently it's Brent Baird. That's his name, Brent Baird. He can rap too, but I'm digressing now. But anyhow, in the meantime, even though these people at these big news organizations, even though they put out all this garbage all the time, they rarely ever get called out on it. Now, Tim, Tim Pool, he does it all the time because he used to work for these knuckleheads. Yeah, he used to work for CBS. He used to work for Fusion. He used to work for BuzzFeed briefly. So he actually knows a lot of the people at these organizations. And the thing is, Tim, he said that when he was working for them, they weren't like this. He said they changed. And I'm thinking, yeah, they probably were all Hillary fans, and then when Hillary lost, they got pissed. Hey, I get it. They probably bet too much money on Hillary becoming president. When she lost, they got angry. But the fact that they allowed their anger to blind them so much that they started making up stories, they just ruined their credibility. And indeed, right now, if you are paying attention, we got stupid stories being made up right now about that stupid riot that happened back on January the 6th, back in, was it 2021? I mean, for example, if you're paying attention, these knuckleheads, I think, was it first in Colorado, then in Michigan, and now Maine, were basically, going on about how Trump, staged a dreaded insurrection against the United States. I'm thinking, oh, be quiet, you fools. And yet, you have these knuckleheads at CNN, at MSNBC, making up bullshit to try to collaborate what these damn government officials are trying to say about Trump. And anyone who's paying attention knows that Trump never once, I mean, you can't find not one video, not one written statement nowhere where he told anyone to go down to that damn Capitol Hill building and kick in the door and raise hell. Never said it. Never even insinuated. And indeed, there was a video, I actually saw a bit of it, where Trump was, I think, in the White House garden, and he was telling the people to go home when he got the word that the people were down there at the Capitol Hill acting a fool. And does news media ever mention that? No, they don't. Because these people are still butthurt over their precious Hillary losing the election. I mean, these people need to get over themselves. I mean, you don't have to watch Joe Scarborough to know that these people have lost their minds. Then again, I think part of his problem is that damn woman he's married to. What's her name? Nika. In other words, she's the daughter of Brzezinski, the guy who used to work for Jimmy Carter as his national security advisor. And I remember that guy. I mean, that guy was kind of scary. I guess that's why they called Brzezinski Darth Vader back then. Yeah, they did. And not necessarily as a joke either. But yeah, I think that's part of Joe Scarborough's problem. He's been hanging out with her too long. And even Tucker Carlson, he once said that Nika woman, because he said he actually met her years ago before she was ever on hanging out with Joe Scarborough. But Tucker Carlson, because I saw the video, I think it's on his Twitter account or X or whatever they call it, where he said that when he met that Nika chick years ago, he said that she was the most narrow-minded, mean-spirited, unpleasant person that he had ever crossed paths with. I mean, he just considered her a negative. Just someone, it's some, what's the cliche? Toxic? Yeah. I mean, someone you just don't even want to walk, someone you would walk across the street to avoid. I mean, yeah. In fact, I've known people like that, but yeah. So I think that's part of Joel Scarborough's problem. He hangs out with her too long. That's right. I forgot he's married to her, but yeah. But hey, at least we do have people like Tim and those brothers over at the Duran.com, as well as, for example, this is that guy in Singapore. He calls himself Defense Politics Asia. Yeah, he seems like a pretty cool. He's a pretty cool dude. He seems to go out of his way to make sure he doesn't put out bullshit. Because, for example, there was, if you were paying attention to the stupid internet, or I should say YouTube, multiple videos came out, just within the last 3 or 4 days, where these clowns, like for example, the infographic show, yeah, those idiots, or Kings and Generals, yeah, that guy. He usually makes videos about war history, but he's been making videos about the Ukraine war. But man, they just went off the rails just in the last few days, putting out bullshit stories about where the Ukrainians shot down 3, 5, 10 Russian airplanes in about as many hours, or some garbage like that. And at least the birds at Duran.com, as well as that guy in Singapore, Defense Politics Asia, they went to their sources and they said the story was totally made up. Complete garbage. Where'd the story come from? Well, from what I think the brothers at Duran.com said, they believe it was released by the Ukrainian military. And then you say, why did they do that? And I can't pronounce those two Greek brothers' names. Their both name is Alex and Alexander. And don't even try to get me to pronounce their last names. It's like total Greek, and I can't pronounce those Greek names. But anyway, they said that around the same time that story came out about the Ukrainians shooting out a whole bunch of Russian airplanes, the Russians had an official statement from the Russian Defense Ministry, said they shot down, I think, 3 or 4 Ukrainian airplanes in 2 or 3 days. And I think the Ukrainians were kind of butthurt because the story was probably true, and therefore they probably sat there and said, succotash, foiled again, and they said to make up a bullshit story and put it out there for the NAFO bros, and sure enough, like a damn parrot, they repeated what they heard all over YouTube, except the story was bullshit. And right now, you can go on YouTube right now and find those videos where these clowns are sitting there putting out this, just repeating this Ukrainian bullshit propaganda. And then you say, well, how you know the Russians were putting out propaganda? Because according to Alexander, because he supposedly has sources inside of Russia who are not necessarily connected to the Russian military or anything like that. And in fact, he said so repeatedly. These people at these Telegram channels operating from inside Russia, and some operating inside the Donbass, the occupied territory where the fighting is happening. And he was able to confirm from his sources that only one Russian plane had crashed. Not shot down, crashed. What happened? No other information, but from that brother from Duran.com, he said that the plane, from where it crashed, its location, it was way far away from the fighting, so they figured it probably was not shot down. It probably had engine trouble or something. What can you say? Russian engineering. But still, that's just one example of how you have people putting out propaganda. And they're not even working for the regular news media. And therefore, when you look at those clowns, why are they putting out propaganda like that? probably because they're a NAFO bro. You know, they're saying, yeah, yeah, you know, they're sitting there saying, rah, 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 Slava Ukraini, you know, those idiots. And indeed, anyone who was paying attention to those fools over the last year, talking about Slava Ukraini, the Ukrainians are going to win this war, the Russians are losing men and materiel and whatnot. I mean, it was nonsense. It was just total nonsense. And indeed, the brothers from Duran.com, they said it was just pure projection. Every time they were sitting there, these NAFO bros on the computer sitting there saying, oh, the Russians lost 10,000 guys in a single battle, it was probably the Ukrainians who probably lost 10,000 guys in a single battle. But there you go. Now, of course, you say, well, those NAFO bros, those people are nincompoops anyway, and I agree. But then again, the problem is the damn mainstream media is parroting the same garbage. I see these people at Sky News and the Telegram and the Guardian putting out the same garbage. In fact, there is a story that just appeared today from CNN claiming that because of the fighting in Ukraine, the Russians have lost. Are you ready for this? Are you ready for this? This is going to blow your mind. They claim the Russians didn't lose 10, not 20, not 30, but 87% of their military? Are you like fucking drunk? I mean, you had to be a special kind of stupid to even believe that. Because there are videos right now on the computer showing all kinds of Russian tanks, Russian soldiers, oh my god, all kinds of Russian bombers and stuff, you know, those big Tupolev planes with the damn propellers and everything. And even the big ones with that glowing jet exhaust, and these people at CNN wrote that article and put it up on their website today, saying the Russians lost 87% of their military. I'm saying that's bullshit. And even the Alex guy from the Duran, he said the story was bullshit too. I mean, like I said, you have to be a special kind of style of stupid to even think that actually happened. Especially now the damn Ukrainians are like losing and don't even pretend that they're not. They are. Even the damn people at the Pentagon, know that guy Austin, supposed to be the defense secretary, even he admitted that grand counteroffensive that the people in Kiev started last summer was a total bust. That they lost more than they gained from that garbage. And then CNN is putting out this stupid story about the Russians lost 87% of their military since this war started. Will you be quiet? This is why nobody trusts you guys. You putting out stupid stories like that. Some story that can easily be checked. And I'm not talking about some bullshit, Media Matters fact check, which is just, those guys are got no credibility either. But hey, these people don't understand is that when they do stuff like that, and they get called out for it, when people, ordinary people like you and me, can easily check this stuff and see that a story like that CNN story is wrong, will these people at CNN, will they change it? Probably not. I mean, I wouldn't bet any money on that. But hey, guess what? Because these people keep doing stuff like that, they are got no credibility with ordinary Joes. I mean, I ain't even talking about people who are like news junkies like myself. I mean, just ordinary people. Because I talk to ordinary people all the time. You know, like when I go to the supermarket or whatever, I talk to people all the time about, stories, things that happen in the news, and no joke, no bullshit. 9 times out of 10, most of these people I talk to, where they be very close to me, some of the people know the staff, like the cashiers, whatever, they say, oh, I don't follow the news. It makes you wonder why. Is it probably because that they're too busy in their schedule to look at the news? Or have they simply lost faith in the people with the microphones and the cameras? I'm saying the latter. But hey, the way things are going now, people like Joe Scarborough, people like Rachel Madcow or Jim Acosta, I mean, these people are probably not going to be in business in the next 10 years. And in the meantime, people like Tim or that other character, was it Jack Sapovic? That guy that tends to hang out with Tim. I mean, they're probably going to be the new journalist by the 2030s. I mean, they're probably going to be what did you say about Walter Cronkite? The most trusted name in news. Yeah. The only question is, will they stay honest, or will they become corrupted? That's a very good question. And no man knows the future. So I can only hope that people like the Duran, like that guy in Singapore, like Brian Beletic, that guy who runs the New Atlas. He's another one who seems to be a pretty good Joe, likes to keep the story straight. I can only hope they're not corrupted by money. I can only hope. Because Tim, more than once, he said that he doesn't want a Ferrari in an infinity pool. And I'm thinking, yeah, maybe not now, but what about 10 years from now? Or 20 years from now? When he's married and has a house full of kids. Because someone a lot smarter than me once said, every man has a price. Well, you just have to know what that price is. So I can only hope that people like Tim and the people at the New Atlas and these other people who are, I guess you can probably call them the new kids on the block, the new journalists, stay pure, and that scumbags like like Disney, for example. Remember that video where Elon Musk told Bob Iger go fuck himself when they threatened to pull their advertising dollars from Twitter if he didn't play ball with them? Well, I hope Tim and all these other guys do what Elon Musk did and tells anyone who shows up with a big bag of money and says, hey, we'll give you this money if you do things our way. Hopefully they will also say, go fuck yourself. We're not going to play ball with you and start putting out bullshit stories just to get some fast cash. I mean, I hope. I mean, you can only hope. Because I think part of the reason why we have so much problem with the current mainstream media is money. Because when you look at a lot of these people at these news organizations, all of them are multimillionaires. Why do you suppose that is? Is it because these people are doing a good job making up bullshit stories? Or are they doing what their bosses want them to do? Making up bullshit stories. Makes you think, doesn't it? Yeah, well, that's all I have to say about misinformation and disinformation and fake news. And that's my opinion.